So you can see from this that this widow of Theo, who in a sense was Van Gogh's sister-in-law, saw this as her life's work to help her brother-in-law Vincent be appreciated for his life's work. Hi, this is Anita from 5 Minutes with Art. Today we're going to answer the question on how did Van Gogh's paintings become so famous? As many people are aware, when Vincent Van Gogh died, he had only sold about one painting his entire lifetime. Yet today he is one of the most famous artists that ever lived. In fact, if you look at Google's search for artist, you will find that Van Gogh is always consistently in the top 5 searches around the world that people are trying to research and find out about. But it's really fascinating to find out, how did Van Gogh become so famous? He died, and he wasn't famous at the time when he passed away. Well, when Van Gogh died, his paintings went to his brother Theo. And Theo essentially was, a lot of people say, brokenhearted, but actually shortly, like it was 6 months or a year later, Theo died. And Theo had a widower. Her name was Jo Van Gogh Bonger, and actually had a son, and the son's name was Vincent. Here's Joanna, and she's in the Paris apartment. Her husband, Theo, has died. And actually, by the way, a lot of people say he died of syphilis. And, so Theo's passed away, and she's in this apartment. She's got hundreds of these Van Gogh paintings. And she has this new baby son. She really has no way to earn an income, or, what is she going to do? She herself is from Holland. So she decides to move back to Holland. She packs up all the paintings. This is what I find really interesting about this story. She didn't leave them behind. She didn't say, I'm just going to trash them, forget the paintings. She packed up all those paintings, and she brought the paintings with her to Holland. Shortly after that, she had to find a way to earn income to support herself, her and her son. And she opened up this little tiny guest house. And in the guest house would frequent different writers and artists and other people like that, because she was sort of like involved in this art community with her husband, who was quite a well-known art dealer at the time in Paris. So there she is, she's running this guest house. And then she begins talking to artists and others and begins to show them the Van Gogh paintings. So very strategically, she begins to sell the paintings to, museums, collectors, and others. And she begins to get the Van Gogh name around. And, Van Gogh starts becoming this very popular person. In fact, he influenced many other artists during his times. Many other art movements also began to want to paint like Van Gogh did. The other thing that she did that was really interesting, she found these letters. And there were these letters between Van Gogh and his brother Theo. It's interesting to note that there's more letters from Van Gogh to Theo than there are from Theo to Van Gogh, because, Van Gogh maybe, didn't see the point in keeping them, or for whatever reason it was. So she started to look at these letters, and she said, oh, well, we need to publish these letters. And so she started to edit them and began to publish them. And, by 1914, she had published these letters. So, due to these letters, an appreciation of Vincent Van Gogh and his life and his work also increased. Between 1891 and 1925, Joanna sold close to 200 of Van Gogh's paintings. But there was still one group of paintings that she had a really challenging time to part with, and that was the sunflower series of paintings, because she really loved these sunflowers. A lot of people said it reminded him of Van Gogh. But it was really in 1924, she eventually agreed to sell one of the sunflowers to London National Gallery. And today, I believe there's about 5 or 6 of these that are around the world, but the sunflowers were one of the last ones to go. It was Joanna who said, I am delighted that after years of indifference from the public towards Vincent and his work, to feel that the battle has been won. So you can see from this that this widow of Theo, who in a sense was Van Gogh's sister-in-law, saw this as her life's work to help her brother-in-law Vincent be appreciated for his life's work. It actually is the Van Gogh family, and it was her son Vincent who started the Van Gogh Museum, which is now in Holland. And a lot of those are the personal paintings and collections that have been in the Van Gogh family. So when we think of Vincent van Gogh and that we have this great artist today that we can see his paintings, we really need to thank Joanna for her dedication and her hard work to make sure we know of Vincent van Gogh and his wonderful works of art. This has been Anita with 5 Minutes with Art. Thank you so much for listening. We certainly do appreciate your time. And subscribe and let others know about this podcast. We hope that you've enjoyed it. Thank you.